Hello and welcome to the channel. I am your host, Travieso Americano. Please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of those algorithmic-y things that make the channel successful. I would appreciate it. Hello there, everybody. I'm coming to you again here on this Tuesday. We've got a lot of stories today, so I want to make sure you're caught up on all of them. Today, I've been warning for a while. Let me preface this. I've been warning for a while of the dangers of the social credit system regarding carbon emissions and all this made up nonsense. I've been stating for a long time this is going to be a tool that the globalists are going to use to take power. They are using corporate communism, which, if you don't remember, corporate communism, and you can see this in another video. In fact, I am going to link the other video that I'm going to reference quite a bit in this video in the comments down below. So just go ahead and check out that video. It will explain quite a bit of what I'm talking about today. But back to corporate communism. Corporate communism is the communistic model that the globalists are using. That's what they're doing. The socialists, globalists, communists, whatever you want to call them, that's what they're using. And they're doing this in secret, though they're doing it in front of everybody. They're trying to make this democratic communism, except they're lying, and they're using and following laws they want to follow. And then what they do is they use bureaucracy and the complexity of bureaucracy and their people in the various bureaucracies to protect themselves. They use the complexity, they use stopgap measures, things like that. People inside these bureaucracies to throw out the crimes, throw out the charges, say there's nothing there. There's a lot of different avenues these people can use. Anyway, the largest bank in Australia is going to track their customers' carbon emissions. First off, we all know carbon emissions there's no proof whatsoever, there never has been proof that carbon emissions have anything to do with any sort of climate change. We don't even know that there is climate change. We don't. We have such a small sampling that we can't possibly make that scientific statement. I've talked to scientists with doctorates, not pro-climate change, but I should say they believe in climate change, and I began to ask them questions. I began to ask them questions regarding their beliefs on climate change. I asked them things like, can we tell the difference in the weather over the course of 50 years? Can we tell by ice, soil, whatever we're studying, what the weather was like for a 50-year period? They told me no. I asked, okay, how about a 100-year period? No. Okay, so the Industrial Revolution's been around, about 120 years, something like that. However you want to do it, we can't make that claim. No one can make that claim that there's human-caused climate change because we simply don't know the temperatures. We do not know the temperatures. We don't. They're going to tell you we do, but we don't. They bandy about this. I think it was 97% of scientists agree that climate change, actually back then it was global warming, this came out in the late 90s, that climate change, that global warming is real. They still use this figure. I don't know if it was it was either 97% or 93, whatever the figure was. It was a lie. They weren't using climate specialists. They weren't using weathermen. They were going to scientists like psychologists, psychiatrists, zoologists, all these people who have no idea if they looked at a carbon atom on a piece of paper, wouldn't be able to identify it. Yet we were supposed to trust those people because it was all about power. It's always been about power. And this is this bank instituting the social credit system that's already in China. That's all part of it. See, there's this control aspect that these globalists have to have, and this is part of it. There's no such thing as climate change. It's all bunkus. They can't prove it. They know they can't prove it. That's why they continue to lie. If you can prove something, you don't need to lie about it. If you catch someone in a repeated lie about something over and over again, the likelihood is that there's no truth to it. They keep showing us, well, here's this stat, here's that stat, but they can't get to the base. They can show us symptoms, but they can't prove anything, which means if they can't prove it, right, then there's no way that they know how to fix it. And if they can't fix it, then what is all of this about? It's about power. It's about greed. It's about money. It's about running things. It's about their own little religion to themselves. That's what it's about. It has to be. They know they can't prove it. That's why they lie. And when push comes to shove, when you actually get into a real conversation with real scientists who actually tell you the truth, they will tell you they don't know. They can't know. They don't have the tools or the ability to know. It's just not possible right now. It may never be possible to figure out what the temperature was year by year based on soil and ice, which is all we have. But they'll lie about it. They'll have a psychologist come out and tell you about climate change and expect you to believe it. And a lot of these idiots do. A lot of these idiots believe it. And now banks are getting control. You see, this is all about ESG. This is all about corporate communism. Corporate communism is the government, is the iron triangle of the government, the media, third-party corporations, and NGOs. Your tax dollars go to the NGOs. The NGOs are outside of the United States, so they don't have to bear our laws. Clinton administration, Clinton Foundation, Gates Foundation, are those NGOs? A lot of these charities that pretend to be charities are just NGOs. And see what these NGOs do, then they pay off the multinational corporations. That's what's happening. And force these multinational corporations to then institute things like tracking your carbon emissions, ESG. There's ESG, environment, social, governance, trying to take all of the liberal communist stuff and codify it, destroy the middle class, create an elite class based on themselves, and then there's everybody else. That's what they're doing. That's what this is. Look at my past videos. I've told you stories about CEO of Bank of America, Brian Moynihan. Go watch those. This is the next step. This is going to go with the chip implants and digital ID. We'll all become part and parcel to one another. They've got a plan. They're instituting it. They're not even quiet about it. The WEF, World Economic Forum, was talking about chipping humans just prior to the pandemic. Of course, they took that information down. But yeah, just prior to the pandemic. They lie about it. They lie about everything they're going to do. They have to. We would never agree to it. Why would we agree to this? Again, it's not about the environment. That's silly. It's absolutely silly to say that. It's not about helping people, indigenous people, people who have been left behind. All that's crap. No. That's a lie they use for emotion, to get you to act emotionally so that you are not acting in your own best interests. That's what it is. And now, Australia. A whole continent now has this bank. If you're part of the biggest bank in Australia, they're going to be tracking your purchases. Tracking your purchases. See, this is why they need the digital currency and the digital ID. This is all coming so fast now. I was warning people about this several years ago. But once that pandemic hit, that plandemic hit, oops. Did I mispronounce plandemic or pandemic? Pan? Did I mispronounce that word? Plandemic. gone faster and faster. You see, they wanted it during, but they had Trump in there, and so they couldn't get that digital passport. That digital passport, but for Trump, would be part of society at this point, Western society. So, bank taking your tax dollars is now going to tell you what you can buy and what you can't buy. They're going to school you on how bad you are for the climate. That's what this is. They're telling you how bad you are. It's absurd. Okay, we won't buy anything then. How will that help you, banks? How will that help you, globalists, if we just stop buying stuff? It's coming. It's coming where we won't be able to buy things. If you're on the right, especially if you're a Christian, you better be stocking up on your food. You better be stocking up on all those things you're going to need, because it's going to come to an end very soon. If you're not going to get that digital ID, you better be stocking up quickly. You don't have a decade anymore. I don't even know if you have years anymore. You may. I don't know that you do. In any case, this video is going on too long. We'll talk about more of this in follow-up videos. But I just wanted to let you guys know about what is happening with these banks. It is going on. They tell us it's a conspiracy theory. It's right there. So do with that information what you will. Please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all the socials. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day.